Gagsy and Gogsy were unusual children, with an ability to see behind the veil separating their own world from other dimensions. The first voice they heard was rasping and growly, coming from the top of Hawk's Neb, and they looked up to see someone standing there. He was very small.
"He's smaller than us,"
Gogsy whispered to Gagsy. They knew he was a sorcerer, and they knew he wasn't human. They just knew that kind of thing. They often saw beings from other dimensions flitting in and out of their own world. Some were unpleasant and mischievous, but many were friendly. The tiny man on top of the rock was not friendly.
"He's bigger than a gnome,"
said Gagsy.
"Look at the size of his head,"
Gogsy whispered.
"It's like a big Halloween pumpkin. And look at his giant hands. Is that a finger or a cane sticking out of his hand? It looks like a long finger, Gogsy."
Standing on top of the rock, the sorcerer was about 2 feet tall. He had a purple cloak around him. His skin was gray and old, and his head had a black shape around the top of it, like a triangle. From his huge hand, he was pointing that long, bony finger towards the sky. The other enormous hand just hung down to his feet. Either he didn't see Gagsy and Gogsy watching and listening, or he didn't care. To the girls, he seemed terrifying, and they weren't often scared by visitors from other dimensions. Why was he pointing his finger? They stared skyward and saw 2 huge birds sailing high above. Round and round and round in a circle they flew, watching the scene below.
"They're eagles,"
Gagsy whispered.
"I've seen pictures."
Suddenly, a ball of flame flashed out of the pointing finger towards the sky, and the eagles vanished.
"Ah, fool! The sea will cover ye now,"
he shouted in a loud growl. Was he talking to someone?
"Your birds are feeble fledglings against my power. Your mortal time is done. I will control the underworld. Your king will be next. Shwea will be mine." "He talks like he has a sore throat,"
Gagsy whispered to her sister.
"Where did those eagles go? Who's he talking to?"
Gogsy asked. Suddenly, they heard another voice nearby on the shore below the rock, a voice louder and stronger. "Shwea will never yield, warlock." Then the sorcerer disappeared. He just vanished from the top of the rock.
"That was definitely a sorcerer,"
said Gogsy. They saw something splashing in the sea near the rock, and they ran forward. There was someone there, the person who just spoke, and he was tied between 2 rocks by big black ropes, while the waves splashed up to his neck.
"Wuggles!"
Gagsy shouted. Sometimes she liked to make up her own words.
"Gosh," said Gogsy, "we better help. He's in big trouble. He'll drown if we don't help him."
They were good swimmers, and they swam around the rocks on either side to untie the ropes. But as soon as they untied them, those ropes just disappeared.
"They're not real ropes, Gogsy. They've been magicked. That sorcerer must have made them. He wanted to drown him,"
she said, as they walked out of the water. What the girls didn't know was that no one else in Scotland, or even further away, could have untied those ropes, for they were not of earthly material. Only their hands and their special gifts could have unbound those ropes.